Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the July 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Scorpio. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at anything that's coming for July. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you, Scorpio. But again, let's get into it. Column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So pulling a quick summary affirmation card. So we have the card, I am sealed. I really like this card. You can kind of see this person has a bubble around them, and that's you, Scorpio. You have this nice bubble around you. The reason why I like the sealed card is it blocks out the things that are not good for us and only lets in the things that are good for us. So this bubble works 2 ways. Keeps the bad away and only lets in the good. So that sealed energy is a wonderful energy to have. But let's see what other messages we've got going on here. First up, we have the World card. The World card is a card of completing a goal or completing a lesson. The world has gone full circle. Something is done, something is over with. This could also be a card of moving for some of you, Scorpio, or a card of travel. The next card that we have is the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is a card of anxiety. It's a card of worry. It could be a card of grief or depression. It's kind of low feelings here, so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure that we're thrilled about this ending per se here. Maybe it was sooner than expected or not the way that you wanted it to be, or maybe you just didn't want an ending at all. But this is kind of some of the low feelings that we had towards the ending. And at the bottom here we have the 4 of Swords. This is a card of needing to rest, retreat, renew, recover. I feel like if you haven't taken some rest and recovery time here, Scorpio, we need to. I feel like there was a lot of emotion, a lot tied up and wrapped up in energy and effort and time and feelings, all of those things, and whatever this is that came to an end. Again, I'm not sure if it naturally came to an end or maybe it didn't end the way some of you wanted it to. But there's some rest and recovery that needs to happen here because you've given so much to it, whether again the ending was positive or not positive. Let's take a look and see what other cards we have, what other information I can provide you. First up, we have the Hangman. The Hangman's kind of a stagnant card, so I don't know, maybe you're tired because you've been waiting for it to end. Maybe it didn't end soon enough here for some of you, Scorpio. But the Hangman can be kind of stagnant, kind of slow moving. The meaning of the Hangman is self-sacrifice, and that totally fits. Like I said, Scorpio, it feels like you've given so much time, energy, effort, feelings. You've just given it all to this scenario. So again, that kind of self-sacrifice, giving a lot to this scenario. The next card that we have is the Wheel of Fortune. If you've watched my readings before, you know I love the Wheel of Fortune. One of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It's a card of good fortune. It's a card of turning point, a card of good luck. I love to see this. So this shift is happening for you. Again, you might be exhausted. I feel like some of you are kind of maybe feeling down about this, but really nice shift coming here. So if you haven't done the rest, recovery, renewal yet, make sure you do that for yourself, but nice positive shift coming through with the wheel there. And at the bottom here, we have the Justice card. The Justice card is always a win-win situation, so even if it doesn't feel like it, Scorpio, you came out of this situation on top. This can also be a card of gaining information, truth coming out, so definitely could be some truth coming through there. The Justice card is also a great card for things like contracts, legal matters, things of the court, so favorable outcome for you there. Doesn't mean that we're not tired from it, but does indicate favorable outcome. So again, if you haven't gotten that rest and recovery in, make sure you do, because I feel like you've just given it all to this Scorpio. Moving on now, let's take a look at our next column, which is anything just general, what's coming for July. We have the card, I Will Fight. I wish this was a different card for you, Scorpio, because I feel like you've been pushing hard and fighting these last few weeks. This is pretty literal. It's like putting in the extra effort to get something done. It takes that little extra push or oomph to get through something. Maybe things are just a little bit more challenging than we would typically like them to be. But let's see what we're working with here in this next column. Again, this is just a general look at what's coming for the month of July. First and foremost, we have the Ten of Wands. You really got to keep an eye out here, Scorpio. Make sure we're getting this rest and recovery in. The Ten of Wands is a card of stress, exhaustion, too many burdens. Again, I just feel like you've given it your all. You've given everything you've got in this moment to these situations. So keep an eye on that. This is a card of burnout. This is a card of needing rest, needing renewal. So be very cautious. Make sure you're not overcommitting yourself. You can't say yes to everything that comes to you, Scorpio, so be aware of that too. You can be proactive in not adding any additional burdens to your workload here. The next card that we have is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card of speed, action, quick change. I think you are going to have a busy month. That's where we're getting that quick action there. Lots going on. But hopefully this will also be kind of a shift away from this kind of burnt out energy, having to be overextended, having to be exhausted. So hopefully that's an indicator of a good switch for you as well. At the bottom here we have the Lovers card. The Lovers card, of course, is a card of love. It's partnership, deep love, strength together. So I'm not sure if there's a new relationship or a blossoming relationship or a really healthy relationship here, but love is coming through. The other meaning of the Lovers card, anytime we have two of something on a card, it can indicate a decision that needs to be made. So potentially the Lovers is representing a decision. Let's take a look now at our clarifiers for this column. First up, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is very long-term. It's a strategic card. It's all about the next steps. The Emperor is also a card of respect. I feel like this is like coming through as setting boundaries here for yourself. Make sure you're respecting yourself. Make sure you're prioritizing yourself here. So keep that in mind. I don't think like you have long-term burnout or this is affecting the future. I think this thing that you've been fighting for and pushing for and working so hard, of course, is affecting the future. That's, again, the thing you've been wanting to fight for. But more than anything, this is about like respecting and setting those boundaries to kind of protect yourself here. The next card that we have is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a card of going through a necessary transition. Again, moving or relocating is coming up. I think we talked about that already, one Scorpio. But I like this. There's action change happening with the Eight of Wands, and then there's some sort of transition, transformation, change happening with the Six of Swords. Again, I hope it's getting away from this kind of low, exhausted, burnt out energy. It definitely looks like it is. Again, you've been fighting for everything, it seems, so shifting away from that. It looks like we're shifting into a period where things are easier for you, which, thank goodness, Scorpio. I think you're due. It's, again, I feel like you've given it your all here recently. Okay, now moving on to the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a good relationship card again. So again, relationship, love. This is a friendship card, circle of support. For a lot of you, there's a really nice, happy, healthy, thriving relationship here. The Three of Cups is also like celebration too, so there could be some celebration happening here as well. But I think this is more a reflection of that relationship. Again, it's a good one. For some of you it's new, for some of you existing, but it's a nice one. Okay, moving on now, let's take a look at our next column. We're going to talk about anything related to money. So starting off with a quick money affirmation here for you, Scorpio. I determine the vibration of the financial abundance I hold. In this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, anything that you associate with money. The first card that we have here is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is like getting something across the finish line here, Scorpio. So I like to see this wrapping up something, closing something out. This is a celebratory card. So some celebrations underway for whatever this is that's being completed. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. If you look at this card, this person has built not a wall but a fence around them, and that fence, again, similar to the Sealed card, only lets in the good, keeps out the bad for you, Scorpio. Do keep in mind, so I feel like we're wrapping something up here, closing something out, which means something new is going to be getting started for you. So my advice here is to make sure that we have good boundaries on whatever this new thing is that we're starting. Again, I feel like in all aspects of life, you've just give. You've given it your all here lately, Scorpio. So some boundaries in the new whatever project or thing it is you're working on. At the bottom here, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a card of feeling like you're in a low spot. This person is burnt out. They are tired. They are laying down flat with all the swords stuck in them. Again, we need some boundaries. We need some more protection than that's what's been happening here. You just can't give everything you've got all the time. So it's great that we're celebrating. It's great that we're getting this finished. But this is a good chance to reset boundaries here. Taking a look at our clarifiers, first up we have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a card. This is like a lot of multitask happening. This is doing a lot of things at once. So again, I'm glad to see that's kind of wrapping up and coming to a close for you. Again, I can't say it enough. I feel like you've just given your all to everything. So this is you juggling all things, and thank goodness some of them are wrapping up and coming to a close here, Scorpio. The next card that we have is the Lovers card. We had the Lovers card earlier as well. So again, this is a love card. It's partnership, strength together, deep love. This is a decision though, and it is really almost a decision. Let me give this a couple different things. So I think you're gonna have two choices on the next thing that you work on. Honestly, you can go with either. I don't think there's a right or wrong path forward now that you've wrapped up what this is that you're working on. The boundaries are more important than anything here. There could be a new relationship too, or perhaps we're resetting expectations for a relationship, but there could definitely be a strong partnership happening here. At the bottom, we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is another love card. Again, a card of partnership, proposal. So there's a new relationship or a relationship being reborn potentially, but also again, anytime we have two of something on a card, definitely can be a decision card, Scorpio. Okay, taking a look at our next column now, we're going to talk about anything related to love. So starting out with a quick love message for you. Power, you instinctively know what's right for you, and you have the power to say no or walk away at any time. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love here, Scorpio. First up, we have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is a card that's always favorable for you. This is a card of clarity, so getting some new information here, Scorpio, on something pertaining to love. This is also like a life's purpose card, so making sure these relationships are aligned with what you want long term, what you need long term, feeling good at your core. But I do think that you are. I feel like you're leaning into your life's purpose, you're leaning into your life's path here in terms of love, which is neat to see. But definitely finding out some new information, potentially a decision there too. But moving on, our next card here is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a great relationship card. It's very domestic, very relationship driven. Again, I think things are looking good. We're leaning into our life's purpose here. The Queen of Pentacles is also a fertility card, so if you would like to grow your family, this is a good one for you. And then ending strong with yet again another good love card, Scorpio. We have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is very romantic love. It's a card of partnership, proposal, marriage. So relationships. And again, I feel like this is on your path. This is filling your purpose. We're in a really good place here. Let's take a look at our clarifiers. See what other messages I can give you. First, we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card. Sometimes this is like feeling like you need to defend yourself. Perhaps you were missing some information here or not seeing something fully, and that kind of puts you on the defense here, Scorpio. But again, I think we're going to get the clarity here to realize that this isn't a competition. There's no need for self-defense here. But again, I feel like there was some unknown, so I'm glad to see the clarity. The next card that we have is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a card of being very confident, being very self-assured. Again, this is very much so, I think, in line with who you want to be, where you want to go, what you want in terms of love and family and relationships. So we can kind of carry our head with this confidence. Again, whatever this clarity is that's coming from the Judgment card, this is a really big boost of confidence too. Again, we're kind of in this position of competition or self-defense, and we enter into this kind of position of being very confident and being very assured, which is nice to see. Again, it's almost like feeling like we're insecure to going to a position of being very secure. At the bottom here, we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords has a lot of different meanings. You see this person holding the swords moving forward. This relationship is moving forward here. Okay, Scorpio, now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card, I feel grateful. This is such a good affirmation for you. Everybody should say this every day about how grateful they are. They say it's like the most meaningful affirmation out there. I am grateful. So not only are you feeling grateful, there should be lots of things to be grateful for going into July, which is always neat to see. But let's see what we're working with here. Okay. So first up we have the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. With the case of Ace of Pentacles, this is new job, money, career, investment, some sort of new income here, Scorpio. So definitely some money movement. New money makes us grateful always, doesn't it? The next card that we have is the Seven of Wands. This is again that card of competition, feeling like there's self-defense. You could have been competing with somebody for this money, but it doesn't matter because you definitely are coming out on top here, Scorpio. And at the bottom here, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is very much so a card. It has a literal meaning of wishes coming true. So that's why you're so grateful. Whatever you were wishing for has come true for you here, Scorpio. This is so cool to see. Definitely seems to be tied to money. And it's not to say that there wasn't competition, but it's like you blew the competition out of water. The Nine of Cups is also a material abundance card, so we love that. Again, supporting that new money. Okay, looking at our clarifiers, so I always like when we get the same card twice. It's like the universe saying they said what they meant. Again, we have the Nine of Cups. This is wishes coming true, material abundance. Very, very clear there. Super nice pairing between the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, and you got it twice. The next card that we have is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is like leaving a legacy. It's long term. I think this new wealth will be here to stay, which is nice. The Ten of Pentacles can be a card of retirement. Congratulations of these that are retiring. This also could be like inheritance or some lump sum of money. But it seems like this wish coming true is connected to money there. And at the bottom here, we have the Three of Pentacles. Be thoughtful in how you proceed forward from this point. I see a lot of collaboration, communication, teamwork. So take that for what it means. But ending really strong there for you, Scorpio. Okay, at this time I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the Two of Hearts. This is the number 19 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2, we have the Four of Clubs, the number 4 card. That's going to be a yes too. And third question, we have the Ten of Diamonds. This is the number 8 card. That one's going to be a no. Sorry, the kitty had to come visit us at the very end here. Close, but not close enough. So, yes, yes, no for you there, Scorpio. Also, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of July. Your crystal this month is heliotrope. It's good for differentiation, protection, fends off any spiritual and emotional assaults, and really helps set clear boundaries as well. We did talk about boundaries several times here, Scorpio. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Note deck. Your Healing Note says, courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. But congratulations, Scorpio. Really nice reading, especially there at the end. But thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates for you. I hope you have a wonderful July. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you again, and have a good July.